Excuse me, sir, are you feeling all right?
Emergency.
Why did you decide to make a CG movie with Resident Evil Biohazard?
なぜバイオで CG の映画を作ろうと思われました？
やっぱりゲームだとすごい
Creating a new game takes so much time, and Sony Pictures, which has been working on the live action films of Resident Evil, approached us and said, let's do a CGI film.
Is speed, is that the biggest benefit of making a movie instead of making a game, or are there other benefits?
ゲームだとやっぱり複雑な
With video games, it's really hard to come up with a very complex story when you have a lot of characters, and when you try to implement political issues and a lot of mysterious storylines. It's very difficult to do, but with film, it's relatively easy to do.
実際やってみてよかったなと思います。
So you feel that making this movie is going to give the fans of Resident Evil a deeper understanding of story and such elements?
I think for those who want a deep storyline and want something very complex, I think this film will really appeal. But at the same time, this film has a lot of action sequences, so I think action fans would love this.
Could you explain how the movie fits into the whole Biohazard universe?
This story takes place 1 year after Resident Evil 4 and takes place before Resident Evil 5. I think this film has a great spot in the Resident Evil universe. I personally wanted to work on a sequel to Resident Evil 4, and that's when Sony Pictures approached us and said, we would like to do a Resident Evil film with Leon and Claire. So I think everything, worked out perfectly in terms of timing.
How has the experience of working on a film been for you, and is it something that you feel you want to do again?
Working with people outside the company, working with such a great director and a writer was really fun. It was enjoyable, and if there is an opportunity, I love to work on another film again.
Have you learned anything from this experience that you think you will take to the next game that you're making?
What I've done for Devil May Cry 4, I was able to do, introduce in this film, and at the same time, what I've learned, while the production of this film, I think I've learned a lot of things. I think I can use in my next project, whatever it is. So hopefully I can do that.
Do you feel that that you've had more sort of input on now that you have worked on this movie rather than say the action movies that the earlier Resident Evil movies? Do you feel it's better for Capcom to have this kind of control?
そうですね、結局
There's all obviously the issue of money, who's financing the film, so we can't really say. But with this project, I was able to work on it hands-on, and we obviously have more say. And I think I really enjoyed that style, and hopefully in the future on any films we work on, if we can sort of maintain this style.
Can you say anything about what you're working on next?
I have a lot of things in mind. There are many projects I like to do. But as for what I'm doing right now, I'm working on a game for the Japanese market called Sengoku Basara. It's an action game that involves Japanese historical characters.
So a big change from Resident Evil and Devil May Cry.
そういう意味ではデビルとかバイオとは全く全然また違う世界観のものであるんですね。
とりあえずあんまそういう深いことで新しいことをやりますというところでこの場勘弁してくださいと。
I think what's most important is that I always want to do new things.
We look forward to anything new you make in the future then.